Hello, good afternoon. This is Lalaine. I will give training for today for our biosecurity software for complete and access security management platform training. We have two parts for this training. The first part is our software introduction and highlights, personnel module, access control module, elevator control module, and mobile applications. For the part 2, we have visitor management module, parking module, face kiosk module, other modules, and system settings. First, software introduction and highlights. What is biosecurity? Biosecurity is all-in-one solution. It is web-based platform, and then it can manage for so many, at least 13 modules for our software. We have personnel. For the personnel module details, this is the details for the personnels, departments, and then our organizational charts for that management settings for personnel or for users. Second is for access control. For access control, it is one web-based management system. It can enable for access control function and network control panels for our doors, to control our doors, for like that, for give privilege for each users to each doors. We have time and attendance, and then we have elevator solution, video or CCTV, visitor management, parking, patrol management, consumption, face kiosk, and temperature detection. We have product features. It is LPR. You can connect LPR camera for our parking, basic time and attendance. For the CCTV, you can connect, or it can support on-beef camera, and then flexible card format. Flexible means it's different type formats of our cards it can support. Flexible verification modes. We have multiple verification modes like fingerprint, face, cards, palm, finger vein. Hotel module, we have all for the hotel one. For the hotel management, you can connect also. All-in-one biometric solutions, email notifications, global anti-passback and linkage, online guards, door activation and deactivation, offline elevator control. If you don't want any cabling, this one is the solution. Extra large doors management capacity. So at least for the capacity means 2,000 is in the single server, and then 8,000 for multi-server. Data auto backup function. It means you can assign timing for the auto backup. Web-based platform. Web-based means you can connect also for this in multi-location. Simple user and friendly UAI. Time zone settings for exit button and auxiliary, and mobile applications. This is the system topology for our biosecurity. As you can see in our screen, it's showing all our few devices that you can connect in our system. There's a controller, standalone device, camera, kiosk, entrance control, and then even our mass detection with temperature device, parking, and elevator. Okay, the second part is personnel module. Personnel module consists of two parts: department management and personnel management. For department management, setting company organizational structures, and then personnel management used for personal information departments and sub-departments, and to manage personnel settings. Okay, for adding personnel, as you can see, we have in the personnel option, there's a person. There's a new. In this new option, you will see how to add users. Okay, you can add personnel ID, the first name, the gender, all the details from this part, even the department, and then you can assign also the levels automatically. If you want if you have already a list of access levels. And then from these verification modes, you will see what are the verification mode they are using. If it is face, if it is password, if it is card, if it is fingerprint, it will show in this verification mode column. Custom attributes. For these custom attributes, if you want to add some more details, for example, is if you want to add additional employees type like this, from this part, from custom attributes, you can add from this by yourself. No need for customizations or anything. Just only by yourself you can do, because there's an option for new. And then after that, you will see this option from this part in personal details once you add anything from your own fields that you want to add. Photo batch import. I mentioned a while ago in our introduction that there's an option for importing biophoto. So by batch, you can import like this. If you have one list, for example, you have so many users, and then from that, you can name all biophoto based on their user ID. From that user ID, for example, you have 1 to 3,000, and then you can name it for that 1 to 3 for up to 3,000, and then after that import. Once you import, and then you can edit by in the personal details. Card format testing. For card format testing, the option for this, if you want to check what is the format of your card, of that existing card, you can check from our software using this option. In our application, in mobile app, you will see this kind of option also. In the personnel, actually using app, you can enroll by using mobile. So in these personal modifications, you can enter your name, all the details, even your photo, and then after that, it will sync to our software. Once, if you want to log in from our app, you need to install, and then after that, you must have at least one DNS account or one public IP to use this app. And then after that, we have one code. You must have license, or we have demo for that, for code, and then you can enter once you are registering from this, or once you are accessing our server or any server to access using your mobile. And then you can enroll using that in this kind of option. As you can see, there's a personnel, add, and from the parameter, some settings from the personnel. Okay, second thing, for the access control. For the access control, we have interlock, linkage, anti-passback, first person normally open, multi-person opening door. And then for the advanced access control function, we have global interlock, global linkage, global anti-passback, who is inside, person availability, and occupancy control. And we have also video integrated. For device, adding by the device by search, you need to search the device first. After you search, there's an option here for add. Okay, so for our access control, once you search the device and then you click add, you will see these options. Okay, you can add the name, the IP address, and communication port. The one that you will put in this IP address should be the server IP, if you have DNS, it has option for DNS. You can enter from here, and then the port number of your device. I will be back for during installation. And during installation, there's a 2 port for our BioSecurity. Once for browser port, and then once for ADMS port. Browser port is when you are accessing the browser, and then the ADMS port, it is for device. So you must put here, for example, you assign 8088, you need to put 8088 from here, and then the server IP or server address name. And then you can add. If the if the controller has data, don't tick this one. But if it is new, I suggest to clear this, click this clear data in device when adding. And then click OK. It will add to our software. Doors and readers. For our doors and readers, as you can see, there's an option here. After you add, especially for the controller, it will show how many doors for that controller. It will show here. For this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. It will show 4 doors. If it is standalone, it's only 1. So as you can see, which verification mode mostly it can support, and it can card for a controller. This mostly the one verification mode showing. Okay, this is the details for once you click the doors, you will see these settings. There's a verification mode, vegan format, and then see passage mode, time zone. If you want your device, the doors is open for a specific timing, you can use this for passage mode, time zone. And then active time zone. This is the active time zone that you want to use. If you want 24 hours, that you can use this all doors or particular doors you can assign, or you can create your own time zone for a specific timing. For lock open duration, this is the seconds that you can assign, but mostly we will suggest 1 seconds for that. For REX mode, this is the exit button. There's an option for that for unlock and lock. So for this is the standard, the unlock. There's an option for lock. It means even you press exit button, it will not open. You can use that option if it is based on time zone. But mostly, of course, that's why you are using unlock option to use the exit button. But if you want a specific timing only, you can create one time zone and then you can assign for exit button as REX time zone. And then anti-passback duration. So you can assign also for the anti-passback in this option. Duress password. For duress password, the use of this one, for example, you have one user, and then they are using as finger verification. And then after that, you will enroll for that particular door, duress password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now there's someone is coming, and then after that, they force you to open that particular door. So okay, it's okay for that if you want to, but you have doubts that someone will happen or something will happen. So after that, you instead the finger that you will use to access the door, you can use the duress password, and then after that it will trigger to alarm. So it will give signal for your alarm that there's something happen in that particular door. Same as emergency password. There's a disable alarm. You can tick this one, and then open door delay. So for the open door delay, you can set also up to 60 seconds. For our another settings for door and readers, you can for this option, edit, binding and unbinding, you can bind the camera. So if you have adding camera in this option, once there's someone's punching, at the same time, it will capture also the face or the movement from the CCTV camera. So you can bind as a reader. Access levels. For our access levels, after you add all the devices and then you add the users, you must create these access levels. You need to from the time zone, you have already 24 hours, and then next thing, add doors. From add doors, you will see the list of all your doors from the left side, and then you can transfer it to right side to give access at the same time with the time zone. Set access by levels. For the set access by levels, this is based on personnel. You can choose the access level from the left side, from this side, and then click add personnel. It will show the list of personnel, and then from left to right. Then after that, you can sync to give access for that particular door and then particular user. For the set access by person, the list of personnel is in this part, and then at the same time, if you want to add levels or doors, you can choose from here. Set access by department. If you want per department, so for example, in tech department, sales department, they have so many users. So instead of one by one, you can choose this by per department. Interlock. For this interlock option, the first thing that you need to do, you must have door sensor connected on your lock or on your door, because this option is based mostly on door sensors to detect if the door are closed or open. So that's why it is interlocked. There's a two doors. The door one should be open and then the door two is closed. So you cannot open both these two doors at the same time, one at a time. Linkage. For our linkage options, if you want to connect our controller for third-party third-party fire alarm, you can connect from our controller and then auxiliary options. From these options, it will trigger the alarm to open the door, and then at the same time, you can check from our real-time monitoring. Linkage. This is the one that I mentioned a while ago for our linkage settings. You can set so many settings for that if you want to assign different types of alarm or linkage. For example, for normal open, for door forcefully open, like this, you can set from this. Okay, the settings for that is you can open, and then as you can see, if it is third-party fire alarm, you need to choose auxiliary input shorted, and then choose, for example, you connect this one in auxiliary 1 or auxiliary 2. You can choose any, so it will give trigger at the same time which doors. If you want all doors, you can choose from this, from all the list of doors from this option. For auxiliary output, mostly if it is third party, it's no need for this. But for action type, it should be normally open. For both, we suggest for this one is for normally open. Anti-passback. For the anti-passback, as you know, that's why we call it anti-passback. You need to punch to enter, and then you need to punch to exit with the same doors. Or if you are using controllers at the same, for example, 4 doors controller, in between controller, you can assign anti-passback for that one. If it is a standalone device, only in one device, in and out, you need to punch in, you need to punch out. But if it is 4 doors, 2 doors like this, in between that doors, you can assign anti-passback. You must in, and then you must check out. See, as you can see, this is the sample for the anti-passback. So we assign as anti-passback for door 1 at the same time for door 2. For person normally open. For person normally open, okay, you have one particular, for example, time zone. And then for that time zone, only one person, he need to punch, and then the door will be open as normally as it is. But after the time zone finish, it will close the door, and then you need to punch manually again. For multi-person opening, multi-person means in one restricted room, for example, in one bank, in one door, it should be at least 2 to 3 persons should verify before you can open the door. So the maximum of this option is 5 persons. This is the real-time monitoring, and then it will showing what are the status in our real-time, what are the door status in our real-time monitoring. Okay, for our advanced function, we have option for who is inside. For the who is inside, you can monitor how many or who are the persons or employees inside in that particular room. This option is based on zone. So for example, it's not that you assign this who's inside at the same time all of this can check for this one. No, you need to assign the zoning when it comes to who is inside For example, in room technical room, only you want to monitor how many already inside, so you can check from that one based on zoning. Global anti-passback. For our global anti-passback, the advantage or difference of these two standard anti-passback, for standard anti-passback, it's only in that particular controller. But for global anti-passback, it is between in different controller or multi-devices. So for example, you have 10 or 5 controllers or devices. At the same time, you want to enter in device 1, and then you want to exit in device 5. That one is okay. That one is global anti-passback. And then, if it is controller, you enter in door 1, and controller 1, and then you want to exit in controller 5, you can do also at the same time. And then there's an anti-passback time. Anti-passback type. Logical anti-passback and time and logical anti-passback. For logical anti-passback, this is the standard one. That you need to enter and then you need to exit with whichever doors you want for this logical. But for the timing, for the time anti-passback, it is based on time. For example, you want only this anti-passback work from 6 to 7 p.m. So from that time, it will be as global anti-passback. But after 7:01, it will return to logical. There's an option also for all personnel, or if you want to just select selected personnel. So for all personnel, apply for all. For just selected, only for few devices, or for not selected personnel. So depends to you for your settings where you want to apply for this global anti-passback. Global linkage. For this global linkage, global is almost same as global anti-passback. Global means it's in different controller also, it's different devices. Not only for the same device. In the global linkage, the settings is same. You have also the video linkage, output point, timing, email notifications, linkage, voice prompt. So all of this is available in our global linkage. Okay, the advantage only for that one, instead that you need to go wiring for all 10 controllers, for example, you can do the wiring only for one controller, and then after that, you can do global settings from different controller. So no need for you too much wiring. Global interlock. As I explained for global interlock a while ago, this is global. For the interlock, it should be from one door at least 2 doors like this. But this for this global interlock, in these multiple devices also, not for only one device. And one more thing, for this global interlock or the interlock, it will work only for controller. It will not work for standalone device. Okay, occupancy control. For this occupancy control, to limit the number of people in limited space. For example, only 10. As you can see in this screen, allowed only for 10 persons. So if it is more than 10, you cannot access. If someone going out, so total 9, and then someone can enter again. So at least 10 per room. But depends to you what is the settings that you want or how many users that you want. Person availability. For this person availability, the difference for occupancy, this is based on punches. For example, you want to assign only for one time punches for the whole day, you can assign from these options. So depends to you. There's an option for per person, for example, for punch per day, like this. So depends to you. Or for example, for how many days that it should be, they can punch for the one user. So this depends on zone. It is zone. The zoning, it is you need to zone at least 2 doors for this person availability, because it's need in and out. for the our transactions auto export, we mentioned from the start that there's an option for our biosecurity for auto export. So in our option, there's a by day and by month. So depends to you what is the settings that you want. But there's an option for by day and by month. For our app, it can support iOS on Android app. In our app, there's an option for open the door, close, cancel alarm, or view report. So you can see from this. A while ago, I show you how to add device by controller. But for standalone device, you can see from this option how to add. In our device, there's an option for communications, and then after that, go to Ethernet. From the Ethernet, you can fill up the IP, subnet, gateway, DNS, and then for the cloud server settings, enter the server address and then the port number of the device. After you set these settings, you will see this icon. There's one icon that it is connected. But still, after you set these settings, you need to search also in our software. It will not add automatically. You need to search. For our ports, it is elevator control. Elevator control is designed to control the elevator access, authentication, manage, and access personal access rights. User may register user rights to floors and interact with the access control module to achieve the one-stop management purpose. For example, for this elevator, you are using card or fingerprint from the access control. At the same time, you can configure also the same thing to our access controller. In our basic introduction of elevator control, as you can see, we have two types. We have online elevator control and offline elevator control. So what is the difference between these two? For the online elevator, you need cables, and then it should be live on our software. For the offline for offline elevator controller, this is without cables. But first the controller is 10, and then at the same time you need to use different types of reader. It is KR100 RSEC, and then the enroller for this is CR20MW, and then the card that you need to use is MyFair only S50. The maximum floors that you can connect to offline elevator is 31 floors. So, and then at least 2 elevators. Not like with the online elevator control, maximum of this is 58 floors. So you can connect one EC10, it is standard for 10 doors, and then 3 extension boards. It is total 58 floors. In our elevator, there's also global linkage. You can global linkage for the function for trigger events, alarms, once condition full, such as unregistered personnel, legal time zones. So this is the one that you can set for our global linkage. This is our elevator system working principle. So this is the wiring connection between elevator system, and then for the buttons with the readers, with the software also. For adding elevators, it is same with access control. For the access control, you need to search the elevator. At the same time, you can add in this the name, and then the server, and then the port also of that software. You can add from this. Clear. This option should be the clear data in the device when adding. At least don't forget this option to delete all the information in the device before you add. Elevator operation limitation by time slot. It means, for example, you have creating one time zone, and then in that particular time zone, you need to allow to use for this elevator, and then after that, nobody can use. So it depends to you what is the timing, or if you want to use this option. And then another thing for this our elevator, you can limit also for the particular users to enter in particular floor. For example, you have 10 floors, and then you have different users, and then for the 1 to 5 users allowed only for first floor. So you can give access level only for first floor, and then even they press different button, it will not turning on, it will not go to that other floors because you only allowed that users for first floor. So you can limit from that to access for different floors. Like I mentioned, there we have online and offline mode. The online mode, it is based on TCP/IP cable, and then the offline mode, it is without TCP/IP. It is based on card, communicating the card to our enroller. First, for the offline, you need is the reader and then the card, and then after that for elevator. No need TCP/IP cable required. So this is the details for our online and offline. So to be clear to you, in our visitor hotel and video module linkage, all of this you can set from one-stop access rights settings. For example, you have visitors, you issue one card for the visitors, and then you can assign also for the elevators, and then at the same time it is linkage to our CCTV. One card, it will work for all of this. For the reports, you can generate reports also for summary and all transactions, exception, event, and access rights. ZKBioSecurity APP, connect to our biosecurity directly, can achieve data synchronization with the server. It provides system management flag of whether to open the door by one-touch language selections. This is our ZKBioSecurity Mobile App. The main function is personnel management, door management, visitor management, parking management, real-time monitoring, alarm event logs, one-touch open, report modules, multi-language. After you install our biosecurity app, this is the interface that you will see. There's an admin and then there's an employee. First, you go to server settings. I mentioned that you need to enter for our server settings your public IP and your public IP or DNS account. And second thing, because this is license module, there's a one code that you need to generate from our biosecurity, and then at the same time, in the server settings, you need to enter or you can scan that code to communicate the APP to our biosecurity software. That's all for our PPT, and then if you have any question, I can answer you or reply you in our FAQ session. Thank you.